Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Addicted Gamer. Oh, did I say that? It's been a long time since I actually did say that online. This is Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo, the original Addicted Gamer. I ran that podcast way back in, I believe it was 2007, 2008, where I got to interview many people like the developers of indie games and players of multiplayer online games back then. Anything from, well, you get the idea. It was quite a wonderful podcast, and I got to interview such wonderful people. But what are we talking about that for? Well, because I have been the Addicted Gamer for so long, I am trying to spread my addiction to all of you. So the other day when I was doing my look back, the Back to the Future episode of my Let's Pew Pew with Batgirl, I did the first few episodes, I should say the first mission of Wing Commander 3. And I can't believe how much I miss when I work on weekends. I should have gotten this out to you on Thursday. This is GOG.com. It is actually called Good Old Games, and these are the games I grew up with. And many of you that watch me, because you're all farts like me, well, this is what's going on. You have a little bit over 10 hours left to get out there and buy these things. And the first one I'm going to talk about is none other than the Wing Commander Saga. We're all Chris Roberts games addicts, so let's look at this one. We get Wing Commander 1 and 2, and if you look inside here, you also get the mission packs. You get the bundle that includes Wing Commander, the Secret Missions, Wing Commander, the Secret Missions 2, Crusade, Wing Commander 2, Special Operations, Wing Commander 2, Special Operations 2. So you get both games and both Secret Missions packages. You also get Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger, and it's the enhanced version that was for Windows 95. Nope, sorry. It's the version that was for DOS. All these work in DOSBox. You also get Wing Commander 4, which happens after the, well, I can't tell you, but this one was incredible, had much better graphics and much better video. And of course, Colonel Bluehair, played by none other than Mark Hamill himself. You have Wing Commander 5 Prophecy, the Gold Edition. That's the one that you need to play the open source games that are out there now in the Wing Commander universe. Wing Commander Privateer. All right, so what is Privateer? Star Citizen, of course. If you take Privateer, move it into the future, add in multiplayer options. Wait, Privateer had multiplayer options, did it not? This is going to be an amazing package for you because it shows you where we came from. There's Wing Commander Armada. If you want to know what Wing Commander Armada is, it's essentially what we're playing right now. It's kind of like, well, nowhere near the flight model or the graphics, but it's the predecessor to our favorite Arena Commander module for Star Citizen. And then we have Privateer 2, The Darkening, and Wing Commander Academy. These are going to be amazing games for you to play through, just so you could know what it was like for us to, well, play the games that Chris Roberts was putting out 20 years ago. All right, I talked about 3 other people, and of course, Elite is not in this group. None of David Braben's stuff is here. Even if I type it up here, I believe we do not have Elite or Frontier. Is that correct? There is no Elite. There is no Elite up here. There's Sniper Elite, there's Panzer Elite, and there's Uplink Hacker Elite. But they do not have Elite. But what they do have is a bunch of other packages of games that were amazing. Let's talk about the other 2 British developers that I talked about in my British Invasion. The first one being Peter Molyneux. And these are the games that I love to play. I talked about Goddess and how it's coming out. Here are the predecessors to Goddess over here. Let me make this bigger. So you have Populous, Populous the Beginning, and Populous 2. All amazing, amazing games. And I believe that this one came out, 1998, as opposed to Populous, which came out in 1989. 9 years apart, so there's a lot of graphic updates between those two. In fact, wow, that actually looks pretty good. So these are going to be games that are kick butt, but you also get Syndicate and Syndicate Wars. If you know what Deus Ex is, you get the whole gist of Syndicate Plus and Syndicate. Syndicate was a squad-based game. Take out the terrorists, use biomechanical add-ons to your body, and pretty much get through these missions that were sprite 2D based and an isometric. You get the gist. It was wonderful. And you had Theme Park, Theme Hospital. I love these. They were both out of the same genre, with Theme Park being build your own, of course, amusement park and become a multimillionaire by attracting the hordes of people that wanted to come into your theme park. And Theme Hospital, if you truly play Theme Hospital and listen to everything that's being said, you can't help but laugh as you're building the different wings of the hospital, and they're talking about doctor to ER, patient with bloaty head syndrome. It was a great game. British humor makes me laugh. Of course, I live with a British woman, my best friend in the whole wide world. So let's move on from here. Oh, we can't move on from here because I didn't talk about Dungeon Keeper and Dungeon Keeper Gold. I mean, Dungeon Keeper 2 and Dungeon Keeper Gold. All right, let's just say the whole reason for spending money on this package is for these two games right here. If you're into dungeon crawlers, right here, the two best that I've ever played, and that's all I'll say about it. All right, so we're going back in here, and we're going to talk about none other than Lord British himself, Richard Garriott. And these are the games that started it all. Ultima 1, all the way up through Ultima 9, and then Ultima Underworld. No, you don't get Ultima Online here because Shrouds of the Avatar is in production right now, and that's going to be the game that takes the torch away from Ultima Online because it's from Richard Garriott himself, and although it is not the same Britannia, it's still Britannia, and I can't wait to see it. So this deal right here is a go out and get and see where the adventure games came from. Yes, that was kick butt. It looks like Mario Brothers, doesn't it? But it was an amazing, amazing series of games. And all the way up, graphics got better, sound got better, storylines got better, and you get all the way into Ultima Ascension. Amazing games. I love them. Go out and buy them. All right, so we got through the top 3 British people. Let's just talk about a couple more over here. All right, so if you don't know what Leisure Suit Larry is, just buy it. And just to be politically correct and keep my rating here of being clean, we won't talk about it any more than that. These things are killer. Roller Coaster Tycoon are the ones that came after Theme Park, and they are amazing games. These are all wonderful. Here's Unreal. Here's The Settlers. It's kind of like a city building and attack thy neighbor. Isn't that what God said? Attack thy neighbor? I'm not sure. And I'm skipping over some here because I never played Hitman or Might and Magic, but I know those are two really, really, really big ones. And of course, Age of Wonders, Commandos, and Desperado Pack. All right, Commandos, another squad-based game. If you're playing things like not Call of Duty, what is it called? Company of Heroes. Not as intense, but this is a squad action game. Move your guys across the map and get rid of the objectives or obtain the objectives. These were pretty decent games. Very much like them. I would bet you that my cat's trying to get out through the wall. Desperados is probably just like it. And as we go through here, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that we could talk about. Oh, Thief Classics. Wow. The original Thief games. That's got to be good. I am going to leave you with that because there's too much here to talk about. So while the Steam sale's going on, while we're pretty much skirting around the different Star Citizen ship sales, there's this in the background. And let me tell you, the little bit of money that each one of these cost, like $9.52 for the Wing Commander Saga, Dungeons and Dragons Master Set with everything from Baldur's Gate all the way to Forgotten Realms. Come on. This is nothing. They're awesome games and they should be part of every one of your collections. All right, so as I'm trying to feed your addiction and make me feel better for having my own, I'm going to bid you a farewell. You guys have a great night and be safe out there, and goodbye.